Hello, I'm Nick Hixson. I've been 30-odd years as a chartered accountant and small business specialist, helping SMEs grow and thrive with an emphasis on strategy and innovation. And I'm developing through doctoral research some online tools to help you make better decisions. So how do you ensure that your business helps you achieve your objectives given a busy life? This is to help you understand better what you really want and help you align your business to achieve that. It's for business owners and managers in all sizes of business, although this is set in a small business context. It also works for employees, as everyone has personal objectives they're trying to meet through work. You will be able to avoid common pitfalls and, in understanding your goals, help ensure your business decisions reflect them to help improve outcomes. We all start in business to fulfill our personal objectives, just like we start a job to do that, whether it be money to pay for basics, lifestyle, aims for our children, etc. But we all lead ever busier lives, or so it seems. And over time, for many people, the business takes over. And that can have unfortunate consequences for our personal lives. We can spend ever increasing time working to the detriment of our family and friends. We can get very stressed, which can produce long-term health issues. And there are often financial pressures as well. We can wonder, when we have a minute, why we are doing all this, when those we are doing it for may seem ungrateful. But perhaps that's because they only see the downsides and none of the benefits. Because we get sucked into the business and start to forget why we're doing it. And as we're so busy, we don't have time to stop and check that this is what other people want. Children may just want more of your time perhaps, as might your partner, and it's difficult to reconcile this with the needs of the business when it's only that which is producing the wherewithal to support you all. You can end up with short-term fixes which just paper over the cracks, which can lead to disaffection from others and you when it doesn't really solve anything. You need to reconnect with why you're doing what you do and find a way to rebalance your life. And as this commonly benefits the business and your personal life, I think it's a very useful thing to do. It's not that hard, you just need to find some time. Luckily, not much. And this is such a common issue that we expect every client we have will face it to some degree in their working life. I certainly have. One client, well over retirement age, couldn't find a way to retire and give up the family business. This is because of his need to still be seen to be useful as much as the business needed his experience, which experience goes out of date as working practices change. We've always done it this way is seldom the right answer. The next generation found this extremely frustrating. There were a good many loud discussions and a poor working culture and poor results. I got him to write down the experiences as case studies. I like case studies, everyone should produce them. So his knowledge was still useful to the company, and with a decent strategy plan to show the company would survive, he managed to retire in under a year. So how do you realign your objectives and the business? Start by asking yourself why you started in business. Many people like the independence. They may have a good idea to exploit. They think they can do better than their boss. They think that this is the way to earn more to fulfill family objectives. They feel that employment will be more risky perhaps, or maybe their options are so limited in employment that they choose to start a business. Whatever the reasons are, write them down and use words that explain how you want to feel when they're achieved. What words describe personal success for you? It can't just be lots of money, that's half the answer. What's the money for? It may be security. How much represents personal security? It may be lots of exotic holidays or a big car. But if it is a big car or a house, what real reason is this fulfilling? Is it status, or are you simply, as many do, wanting to move away from a previous life? Lots of folk come from nothing and don't want to go back. But also many of them could have slowed down long ago but have never noticed. Are these measures the same as when you started in business? Now you have to do the same for the business. Ask yourself, do you look forward to Monday mornings? Is the business making enough profit? What do you think it should be making next year, in 3 and 5 years? What represents true financial security for the business? Can someone else do your job? Is the business culture, however you define it, good? Positive, motivated team? What do you think their feelings are? How open to change is the business generally? And what do you think you can do to improve all of those things? Next, importantly, what do you think customers' impressions of the service they receive are? And how can you improve that? How will market changes affect the business? Has it a structured sales and marketing plan? It should have. Does it fulfill your objectives? How good is the business in implementing decisions, and how can you improve that? Given this information, you should be able to see where there are gaps and some of the ways you can change the business to become more successful and also more controlled. With better control comes more time to think and less stress. Also, and most importantly, you can see where business and personal objectives diverge, and you can make a plan to get them back into sync. Share the plan both in the business and with your personal life, so everyone can see that you're willing and able to change this for everyone's benefit. And that way you get support and help too. Keep updating everyone on how it's going. Set target dates. You may not always make them, but you can get agreement to amend them. And make sure that you see that you are making progress too. You need to keep yourself motivated. Remember that it's essential to keep your personal objectives and your business ones aligned so that you get what you want out of this, whatever that is. It's not hard, but it is hard when it goes wrong. You should now be able to start this process. Keep everyone involved and on side, and it'll be a lot easier. Ideally, this is the start of a more detailed strategy plan for the business, which should incorporate your objectives too. This would ensure a better chance of success. We'll talk about that later. In the meantime, there's plenty of information on planning, strategy, related topics on the website.